up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Espanyol in La Liga. Barcelona are back, baby, after almost 2 months out due to the World Cup, and we're back in a very, very important game, not because of the La Liga, not because of our main objective, of course, to win. If we don't win, it's a failure, like we heard in the documentary that came out a few days ago. It is the Catalan derby, local city rivalry, Barcelona Espanyol. This is absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, but the 3 points in this match. It's a must, not only because we have to win La Liga, but because of the rivalry between these two teams. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 2 p.m. local time. So it's a very, very early kickoff for Barcelona, almost like, 6 hours earlier than usual. So set your alarm clocks for this one wherever you are. I'm definitely going to be watching this at 8 a.m. in the morning. So get ready. Last day of 2022 to start off on the right foot. And of course, this match will be taking place in the beautiful Spotify Camp Nou stadium. And the referee for this match, when I saw this, I lost my mind. The referee for this match has been confirmed. On the pitch, it's your boy, Mateo Lagos. Of course, the last time he refereed a match was Argentina-Netherlands in the World Cup, where he had an absolute stinker. And on the VAR, it will be Santiago Jamilater. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona currently sit in first place in La Liga on 37 points. After playing 14 matches, we have 12 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And if you look at our last 5 games in the league, nothing but victories. But in second place, Real Madrid are 2 points behind us on 35 points. After playing 14 matches, they have 11 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. And if you look at their last 5 games in the league, it ain't too good. 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Third place, Atletico Madrid on 27 points. So Barcelona do have a 10-point cushion between that top 2 and third place. And also Atletico Madrid did play yesterday. They have 1 more game played as well. They, I think, beat Elche at home. You had a 0-0 draw, Athletic Club and Real Betis as well. That's very important for Barcelona as well, to create that big gap between first and second, third and fourth. So of course, getting top 4 is still very important for Barcelona to qualify for the Champions League next season. But we all know the main objective this year is to win La Liga. Now, if you look at the top teams that will be facing this weekend, again, Betis and Athletic Club played yesterday and they drew 0-0. Atletico Madrid and Elche also played yesterday. Atletico Madrid winning 2-0. The final game is going to be later on today, the big game for this La Liga weekend, you could say, and that is Real Madrid traveling to Real Valladolid. So keep your eyes on that match. It should be a win for Real Madrid, but in La Liga, you never know. So far, so good for Barcelona. But again, it's about keeping the stride. We have to win the league this season. There is no excuse. We saw in the documentary that came out on Wednesday, if we don't win the league, it will be a failure of a season with the squad that we have. 2-point cushion. Hoping we have a bigger cushion. We have some, room for error. But right now, there's nothing. If we draw, lose, Real Madrid can close the gap easily, no problem. And with them playing before us, it will put pressure on Barcelona. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Espanyol and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 16th place in La Liga on 12 points. After playing 14 matches, they only have 2 wins, 6 draws, and 6 losses. When you look at the last 5 games in the league, 3 draws, 2 losses. They are currently sat 1 point above the relegation zone. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Espanyol. Like I just mentioned, they're not doing too well in the league. They're currently sat only 1 point above the relegation zone and have had a terrible start to their league campaign. But the last time we faced them was actually earlier on this year, and it was a 2-2 draw in their stadium, where you could say it was very, very evenly matched. But of course, Barcelona dominated possession, dominated the play. They got 2 goals luckily on the break, and then we had the savior Luke de Jong coming in to salvage a point for Barcelona. If you look at the lineup, by the way, we still have a lot of the personnel. Piqué is retired, Des is gone, Adama's loan ended, but apart from that, still a very similar team. But as you can see, we have Ferran Torres playing at striker. That could be a little hint, foreshadow what's going to be coming later on in the video. Gavi left wings, who were still a bit ropey at that time, but luckily walked away with points being shared in Barcelona. Now, if you take a look at Espanyol's last 6 matches in all competition, in their last match, they beat Atletico Pazo in the Copa del Rey second round 1-0. They have had some preseason games, which of course Barcelona planned to have, but didn't. They played Torino, where they lost 1-0. Some other team where they drew 1-1. But before the break, they had a Copa del Rey first round victory 3-0. They lost to Villarreal 1-0, and they drew 1-1 with Atletico Madrid. So I want to take a look at their last 3 competitive matches. So we'll take a look at the last game, the Copa del Rey one. We'll take a look at the Villarreal and Atletico Madrid as well. So we'll start off firstly with the Atletico Madrid game, where they played in the 4-2-3-1 formation. Again, Atletico Madrid on the front foot. They're trying to, get the winning goal in their stadium, but in the end they couldn't. Espanyol stayed very, very strong defensively, despite the fact they got a red card. I think it was later on in the match. Lacombe, their goalkeeper, had a very good game with Sergi Darder controlling that midfield. But in the end, points were shared, and it was a disappointing result for Atletico Madrid, but a positive one for Espanyol. Next up is a 1-0 loss, our final, league match before the season ended for the World Cup, where they did lose 1-0 to Villarreal. This match, they were toe-to-toe with them because they had that home atmosphere, and also because that Villarreal weren't playing that well. But Villarreal got that own goal. I think it was Lacombe who actually made that own goal, and then they kind of controlled the game. They controlled possession, defended very well, and Espanyol in the end couldn't break them down. And finally, in the last match, which was the Copa del Rey victory with a 1-0, didn't watch this game, did not watch the highlights, can't really tell you much. You can see it by their lineup. There were some rotations, to give those French players, those squad players, more minutes. But Joselu, the striker, still started the game. He was actually the captain, but again, in a Copa del Rey match, you can't really determine if they played well or not because the game was so meaningless. But they moved on, they progressed, they did face a lower opposition away from home, and that's always difficult. So overall, final thoughts on Espanyol. They're and thank God for that. I mean, it's on paper, it's clear as day. Yes, they can get a result against a big team. Yes, they can pull it out of the bag, but on paper, they're just They do have a very experienced coach in Diego Martinez, who knows the league very well. He's been with so many clubs. I think one of the latest one he's been with was Granada. So does he know how to get a result against Barcelona? Yes, it's part of the bus counterattack. Ain't that hard. If you just defend very, very well, hit us on the break once or twice, you can easily break us down. But I think now Barcelona have become a very good team in the sense that they can prevent that. So I say very difficult for Espanyol. And again, they're just and I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. Now, in terms of players to look out for, you have Joselu, the striker, up front. You got Martin Crabway coming back. That's going to be a story as well. I think he probably will start. You have Sergi Darder in their midfield. He's very, very strong. You have Alex Vidal, another former Barcelona player. You have Sergi Gomez, a center back, another former Barcelona player. Lacombe in goal is very good, very experienced. So they have some players here and there, but I think as a team, they're still, they're very, 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 very I just love saying that they're because their stadium is their badge is their team is the whole city is just and I just love to say it. But anyways, on their team, they do have experience, they do have the correct players, they do have players that can be a threat to Barcelona. But all Barcelona have to really do is just control possession, control that middle of the pitch, but also finish your chances. Because if you give them those opportunities to hit you on the break and they do end up hitting you, they're going to shut up shop beyond belief, and it's going to be difficult to break them down. Of course, in a derby, they're going to be fighting for every single last header, last slide tackle. So I think that midfield battle is going to be very, very important in this match. And of course, Barcelona's midfield absolutely trumps Espanyol, so I see it difficult for them. They have some players that can do us damage, but in the end, this should be Barcelona's game to win. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Bellerin, Araujo, Busquets, Dembele, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Varane, Memphis, Christensen, Alonso, Alba, Kessie, Roberto, De Jong, Raphinha, Kounde, Eric Garcia, Inaki Peña Balde, Gavi, Pablo Torre, and Arnau Tenes. For the first time since Xavi was appointed the Barcelona manager on November the 8th, 2021, he has a fully fit squad. Madness. No players injured. Everyone is fully fit and ready to go, especially, of course, Araujo. He did get the medical green light this morning. You're probably wondering, though, Lewandowski, I thought he was suspended. He's not anymore. The club released an official statement saying that Robert Lewandowski will be able to play against Espanyol tomorrow after the Central Court of Madrid has granted a precautionary measure to suspension imposed by the TAD. So pretty much the top court, the top dogs in Madrid, they're saying they want to analyze Lewandowski's red card suspension. So what they've done is they've actually suspended his suspension. So he's still going to get a 3-match ban at some point, but it won't start in tomorrow's match. So he could be banned for Atletico Madrid, Getafe in the game that we have after that, or he could be banned after the Getafe match or, after the Super Cup. We don't know. So the 3-match ban is still there, but it's being suspended for now because they want to analyze it. They could maybe end up reducing it to 2 bans. I still see Lewandowski being banned for at least 1 game because at the end of the day, he still got a red card. He got 2 yellows. So I still think he'll be suspended for at least 1 game, but hopefully the other 2 extra suspensions can be revoked. But for now, he is back. Absolutely crazy scenes, and now we have a fully fit squad for tomorrow's match. Let's now get into Xavi's press conference reaction to this press conference this morning. Of course, he was asked a lot of questions from the media. He gave us some huge insight and one huge breaking news as well in this press conference. Crazy morning in Barcelona. So let's get and see what the manager had to say about the match tomorrow for the derby. Starts by saying that it's a derby, we're excited, and we're back in competitive competition that we lead. The whole team is ready, and the problem now is with me, who has to choose the starting 11. Of course, the Lewandowski news came out like 3 minutes before the press conference. He was asked about Lewandowski being eligible for tomorrow, so that we just found out about it. It's all the best time because we've been working all week with the idea that he wouldn't play, but it's great news, of course. So Xavi, they're making a good point. They've been training now for about 2 or 3 weeks with the idea that there's going to be no Lewandowski. So they're about trying Varane up top, Memphis, and still in training, and now all of a sudden Lewandowski is back. We are waiting the committee's decision to know if he'll be able to count Lewandowski in the next matches because we still don't know anything quite yet. I think the organization is bad. I don't know if he'll be able to play against Atletico. So again, it's going to be going by game now with Lewandowski. We have no idea what's going to happen, but for now, he is back for tomorrow's game. We have a squad of 24 players and everyone is available, but it is true that we have to manage the workload. There are players who have arrived later who have to had less training sessions, and we have to manage that. We will try to distribute the playing minutes for every player. He then asked about the future of Sergio Busquets. He said on Busquets, he will stay with us until at least the end of this season, until his contract expires in June. We'll not believe in January, of course, but then we will see. It will be his decision. If things go very well, we'll try to convince him to continue, but it will be his decision because he is a very personal matter for the player. I think the transfer window for Barcelona in January will be quiet. I am very happy with the squad, with those who are here, and we have people to compete for titles we have left. We have faced a loss of PK, and I prefer that no one leaves. I am very happy with the squad that we have. So again, very unlikely that Barcelona sign anyone in January. What January will be about probably is maybe salary reductions and contract renewals, but ins and outs, very unlikely according to Xavi. Then asked about Ousmane Dembele, of course, losing the final to France, getting subbed off, conceding the penalty as well. How's he doing mentally? He said that he's fine, happy and content since the first day he's been here. He seems like a failure to lose a World Cup final, but he played in the final and he started the final and all the matches for France. He's at a high level and fundamental to the squad. He's then asked, of course, about the return of Ronald Araujo, saying that when he's with the Uruguay national team, we had talking, we had communication with the coach. Now he wanted to train, and we have to slow him down a bit because he wants everything. But we have to be cautious that he's coming off a very long injury, and he will not start tomorrow. But we will see if he gets any minutes. So again, the club being very cautious with Araujo, despite the fact that he has received the medical green light this morning. He's then asked about Eric Garcia, who according to reports did pick up an injury in training this morning. He said that Eric Garcia getting injured during training. He said that we're going to be counting on him. He felt some discomfort, but in principle, he will be available for tomorrow. So maybe a little bit of niggling discomfort there for Eric Garcia. Then Xavi was asked about the renewal of Lamine Yamal, of course, the youngster at La Masia right now, absolutely tearing everything up. He's such a great talent, and we have a project for him. He can succeed and have many qualities. I hope he stays here for many years. He's young, and we will depend on him, but I believe that in the future, we can have a great player in him. He then asked about the referees and Lewandowski's gesture. He said that, look, I told Lewandowski from experience to watch out because of these situations. I've experienced it at Barcelona. I told him be careful. They might be targeting you for a gesture. 3-match ban seems disappropriate and also very unfair. He's then asked about Mateo Lagas. Of course, the last time he refereed a match, he was absolutely shocking. And this big, pretty much no one likes him, but Xavi said that, look, I like Mateo Lagas because he talks, because he's a communicator. He tells you what he feels and why someone has been punished. He talks a lot with the players, and I think he's positive. He can make a mistake, as we can all make mistakes, but at least he argues and talks with you as well. Then he was asked about the vacancy of the 4th captain at Barcelona. Now, according to reports, the players apparently today were going to have some voting and then vote on the 4th captain, and the club are going to announce it later on. But Xavi said screw that and announced it in the press conference. That Barcelona's 4th captain is now Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. He's been here for many years. He has an influence in the dressing room, and I think it's his turn now. He deserves it. So it looks like Xavi did pick the 4th captain, and again, the players are going to vote for Ter Stegen anyway, so I might as well just skip that whole entire process. So again, officially now, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is the 4th captain of Barcelona. He was then asked about Raphinha. Apparently before the World Cup break, Xavi and Raphinha had a talk. He said, how did that talk go, and where you see Raphinha more on the right wing or the left wing? That Raphinha normally plays on the right wing, but I can also see him playing on the left wing. Then by the same, and he can play on both sides as well. And sometimes I talk to the players about football war. You have to have faith, passion, and desire. If we match that what we have with our rivals, I think we can gain a lot. Then asked again about Sergio Busquets. That I have not asked Busquets to renew his contract for next season. We are focused on what happens this season. We can't make plans for next season. We're too focused on this one. So Xavi denying reports saying that he's asked Busquets to renew his contract, saying it's not the time right now, maybe in the future though for sure. And lastly, Xavi concluded off by saying that beyond the result of the World Cup, where there are always disappointments, I think most of them have been at a good level, even though the results have not been favorable. Some didn't play, like Eric Garcia and Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, but the rest played at a fairly good level throughout the entirety of the World Cup. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Espanyol tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try and best predict his lineup. Of course, very difficult to predict right after the World Cup break. Fully fit squad as well. What will Xavi pick? I think Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Ter Stegen in goal. A back four of Alejandro Balde, Andreas Christensen, Eric Garcia, and Jordi Alba. Midfield 3 of Busquets, Gavi, and Pedri. And a front 3 of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. Starting with the back 5, I think he will go with Balde, of course, Ter Stegen in goal. I think he will go with Balde at right back. My big doubt right now is about that 2 center backs, what he's going to pick. I think Christensen right now is set in stone. Kounde just come back from the World Cup. Araujo just come back from injury, so alongside him will be either Kounde or Garcia. I think he will go with Eric Garcia, despite the fact he got some discomfort in training this morning. Of course, Jordi Alba at left back. And with the right back, I don't think Xavi really trusts Bellerin at the moment. I think we could see Roberto there, but Balde has been playing there before the World Cup, and he has been doing very, very well there. So I see Balde staying in that position. Midfield 3 for me, set in stone. You could see maybe Frankie de Jong come in for Gavi, but I think, you know, Xavi just loves the Spanish players, right? So I think he'll stay with that core, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if Frankie de Jong does start. Does he deserve to start? I think yes. I think right now he is on better form than Gavi, but I think as that midfield trio, it does work better. It's more fluid flowing than the Busquets, de Jong, Pedri midfield, you could say at the moment. Front 3, of course, Lewandowski will start because we don't know when he's going to play again. I think he will go with Raphinha on the right wing and then Ferran Torres on the left. I would not be surprised if he starts Ansu Fati, but I think the little Ferran, you know, my golden boy favoritism could be kicking in here, but again, if it's Ansu Fati, I would not be surprised. So I would say maybe Ansu Fati and Frankie de Jong are the 2 players that could come into this lineup that I wouldn't be shocked about. But other than that, I think this will be the lineup Xavi will select for this match. But of course, let me know down in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup, and 2 specifically. Firstly, I have brought in Hector Bellerin for Jordi Alba in the back line, moving Alejandro Balde from right back to left back. Look, this is a game where you want Bellerin to play. He's been off for about, 1.5 months. He's fully fit. Hopefully he has his confidence back, and, he has good match rhythm. I want him to play this game to see his level. I want to see if we can rely on him on these type of matches, or is he just going to come in and play, fringe matches for the entire season. I think this is a big opportunity for him as well in a derby at home to show his level, whether or not he's a Barcelona player. Then maybe in January, if offers come in, you can really analyze it because we do have Roberto back. So that's my reason to start Hector Bellerin, and also because I want Alejandro Balde to play at left back. I think Balde playing at left back for Barcelona is important. Yes, having versatility is a key, a great factor to have, but he's going to be that future the left back spot for the next 5-10 years hopefully. So he needs to be playing there more often, getting used to it. 2 center backs, I wouldn't go with Kounde, just play the World Cup final, and of course Araujo just coming back from injury, so I technically would risk Eric Garcia. Midfield 3, I have taken off Busquets, so you could say I'm anti-captain, but don't hate the player, hate the game. I go with de Jong in the pivot, Gavi and Pedri. I think with Espanyol's midfield being very tenacious, very young, but also has some veterans in there, I want to have some pace in that midfield, and also I want to see de Jong more frequently playing in the pivot as well. I want to see if he has the potential of taking over Busquets for next summer. If Busquets does end up leaving, and of course get Pedri and Gavi in front of him. Front three, same as Xavi. I was thinking about putting Ansu Fati, but I think Ferran Torres at the moment is a bit more match sharp, and also with Espanyol most likely going to be playing, a 5-4-1, parking the bus. You want to have, ability than, pace and dribbling. We're playing, like a team that's going to be more open, like a Real Madrid or Betis. Definitely 100% I'll go with Ansu Fati, but while the team is being more compact, I think Ferran Torres can, be more effective than Ansu Fati in that sense. And that's the line that I was select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? Of course, I'm very, very confident, and I think Barcelona will win this match by at least 2-0. I am feeling a 3-0, but I've gone with 2-0 just to be safe. I think Barcelona will control this game. We're coming back. It's at home. It's a derby. I mean, anything else, a draw or a loss, would be catastrophic. It would be a disappointment beyond belief. We're top of the table, only by 2 points. We have no room right now to slip up. Madrid are right behind us. It's nothing but the 3 points. I think Barcelona will get it. Of course, I think Espanyol do have a bit of an advantage because they have played some matches beforehand. They played the Copa del Rey second round. They played 2 preseason friendlies, so Barcelona haven't. So our last game is like November 8th, November 9th against Osasuna. So I think Espanyol do have that advantage, but the team is fully fit. A lot of players went out for the World Cup, so they're still match sharp, match awareness, and yeah, Espanyol also they're shit. So I'm expecting absolutely nothing but the 3 points. I do think Barcelona will achieve that, and I have gone Barcelona win this match by 2-0. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Espanyol in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you either pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow after the match, my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Hopefully we can end off the year with 3 big points. Take care and Forza Barca.